guys, this is a quick show up of the recent project I have done on Golang. This is a very simple project which I have done in Golang. So basically what it does is just gives us a idea or a concept about handlers and how handlers are used in Golang, how we can fetch, like how we can create our own APIs in Golang, and how we can fetch our data in Golang. So this is basically a very basic video on how to work on with Golang in the web division. So yeah, I'm just gonna go on with the explanations of this video. So okay, so first of all we need to create a folder that is a static folder which contains all of our HTML files and all of our static files or whatever it is, like basically the front end portion is pushed over here. Okay, and then we create the main.go file. This thing over here, it contains the core of what we are doing. Like basically, what should I say, well, how should I explain this, that this basically contains the backend portion. If you're comparing it to a monster application, so this portion is, you can say, the server that I've built on Express and Node.js. So yeah, the main.go file basically contains a server that you have built, and these are the static files that are being rendered and how the data is being handled by the server and stuff like that. So yeah, so in the static folder I've created two files, index.html and form.html. Over here, index.html is quite basic, just a title and a head tag, nothing else. Form.html is also quite basic. If you have working knowledge of HTML, you should be able to understand this code in just one go. Just a name and an input, an address and an input and a submit kind of thing. Okay, let me skip onto the main.go file. This thing is the most important portion, or I should say the core of the project. Package main, you know, this is the like kind of the basic of every Golang programming you're gonna do. Like you need to import package main before the start of every Golang thing. If you're not familiar with this, I would highly suggest you to check out my Golang series. uh, I would incorporate the link in my descriptions below as well. So yeah, then we need to import the packages which we are gonna need for like building this program. So the basic packages fmt, you know, this is for println and stuff. Log, this is for console logging out things, you know. In JavaScript you used to write like console.log. Okay, so this is happening here. You need to what should I say, like import another package log, and you can log errors or things with the help of that. And this is the http package. This is the most important package which has been used over here. This basically contains all the kinds of things Express used to do for you, like rec res. If you're familiar with monster, you can correlate with me. Okay, so let's just skip this portion and skip onto the main function for now. Okay, so this is basically the main function. Over here what I did is declared a variable and initialized a variable at the same time with the help of the walrus operator. Again, if you do not know what an walrus operator is, I would highly suggest you to check out my Golang series, whatever. Okay, so I have declared a variable called file saver, and I've also initialized a variable at the same time. http.did, this is I'm sorry. Okay, so this is the place where http, like the package http is being used. Did static, this means, okay, this thing is getting redirected to static. Okay, that this thing is getting redirected to static, and that's what we need over here. And slash file server, basically this thing prints out what we had in index.html over here, static website and nothing else. Okay, like this thing is getting redirected to static, and the first thing that we are gonna see in static is the index.html. You probably know by now, like if you have deployed things online, or if you have working knowledge of any other, what should I say, web framework, you should know that index.html is the basic HTML file that is kept in the public directory in maximum of the frameworks and is being rendered. So yeah, if you do not have any working knowledge of any other web frameworks, I would also like suggest you to get a working knowledge of other frameworks because before you start on with Golang, because it's pretty complex to be honest. Yeah, like you wouldn't get the hang of Golang in first go. Okay, you need to have a working knowledge of all other kinds of web frameworks. Okay, this is to be honest not a beginner stuff. Golang or Rust or any other kinds of this programming languages, which is like new, getting newly adopted. So whatever. HTTP that handle this thing basically redirects us, and here we define our custom URL. Okay, same thing we used to do red comma res, and then we used to the same thing we used to do in routing in Express JS. Okay, we define our own routers over there so that we get redirected to that site, and um, define this controllers and stuff. Okay, so basically that there's that. So file server is getting redirected to slash, and once I give slash, it's gonna print static website. Slash form is gonna take you to the form handler, and slash hello is okay. Yeah, it's gonna display hello, I think. Okay, so yeah, main network. Okay, let us check the handlers one by one. First, let us check slash hello. Okay, hello handler. Okay, okay, sorry, it's gonna display hello Amritankar. Okay, now over here there are two kinds of things like write and read. Basically, like write in the sense what's getting written on the, how should I explain it to you guys? Like what's getting written in the web browser, like when you're calling an API, like what is getting displayed on your screen. That portion is basically considered of that W thing, and our thing is basically reading the stuff. Like before, how should I explain it to you guys? Like accessing the stuff, you can say. Okay, and one more thing, if you don't know this, I would also again highly suggest you to go to my Golang series and watch. One more thing you can do is define aliases for it. Like this thing is pretty long, right? This thing is pretty long, and writing it over here over and over again is a quite a cumbersome process. What you can do, shorten it up. Over here, this thing is written with an alias w. So wherever I need to use this thing, I can just simply use w, and it will do the same work. Similarly, you can import packages with the help of aliases as well. Suppose I wanna, what should I say, import fmt as f. Okay, I do not wanna type fmt all the time. This is gonna do the same thing for you. Okay, like you can see all the fmts have been errorized. So yeah, that's it. What I'm gonna do. Okay, so yeah, we are like importing this thing with the help of an alias, importing this thing also with the help of an alias. And again, this is an example of the walrus operator. Okay, the let us discuss the hello handler first. Okay, if r.url.path, it basically checks whether the URL path is this or not. Like when we are calling this URL path is gonna get copied onto this. Like this URL path is gonna get called onto this. Let's take a case where it doesn't get called. Another thing comes in between. Okay, so what should I do? http.error 404 not found, http.status not found. These are basically all the things you're gonna come. These things come in practice as you move on with Golang. The http.status not found, you're not gonna suppose what should I say, like magically know this kind of errors like http.status not found. You're gonna learn it with practice and so on. So yeah, like for now it's like see these things. Like try to incorporate these things into your brain. Like yeah, when I'm typing this 404 not found, http status not found, you're gonna get the hang of it soon. Okay, and then return the thing. And if the method is not get, again you need to return an error. Now you can see this two error returnings have quite the same kind of syntax. Okay, so this is how you're gonna get the hang of things. And if everything works okay, I just wanna display my name. You could have pretty much commented this segment as well. It would have worked the same exact way, nothing, no changes. But yeah, I just want to handle my errors more graciously, right? So yeah, okay. This is because this is best practice when you're working with backend, like handling or errors more graciously. And whatever. This okay. So this is the form handler portion. If error, like parse form, I want to parse my form right over here. And if error is not nil, this means there is an error present. Okay, so I need to return my error over here. And if there is no error, like if it's working all bright and blue, so yeah, I just wanna display a message over here. Then I'm declaring a variable name and also initializing at the same time with the help of the form value which I'm typing out of there in the name box. Okay, similarly for address, and then I'm just consoling out, or what you can say, like in terms of express I'm consoling out. Over here I'm just displaying the things over there. Okay, so yeah, the one thing you need to do before starting a Go server. Okay, let me use the integrated terminal over here. It's gonna be easy for you guys. Okay, I have already created this kind of things, and if you haven't created, you need to like go mod and it. If you have a GitHub repository, I mean, if this thing is connected to a GitHub repository, GitHub slash your username, my username is Ritankar Saha, slash the link of the GitHub repository to which it is connected. Okay, I can now right now I do not have this code connected to a GitHub repository. So what I did was go mod init go server. You can do it like this as well. I'm not just gonna hit enter because I have already done this thing. So yeah, you need to do this. A go mod file is gonna get created over here. The next thing you need to do is go mod tidy. Okay, so what this thing does is it basically imports all of the packages in your module folder of the Golang, and it sums up all the kinds of things you have used in your program. So this is basically a necessary step. Go mod tidy. Okay, uh, if you are a Windows user or a Ubuntu user, there may be some steps different. This is because I'm using a Mac over here, right? So there may be some steps different. Just follow it. It's pretty simple, I guess, just running up a web browser. However, I think this is gonna be the case for 90% of the like these are gonna be the steps for 90% of your cases. Okay, so yeah, the next thing you want to do is go run main.go. This is quite simple, and I hope you guys are right now familiar with it. Like, I would suggest get a working idea of Go, either from my series or any of the series you find on YouTube. Get a working idea of Go, and then move on to, what should I say, like uh, web related things in Golang or development related things in Golang. Because if you just want to kind of jump into this kind of code, you're never gonna get the hang of Golang. Trust me. So yeah, go run. Okay, one thing I did is it isn't running at 8080. It was running at 8000. Okay, go run main.go. Server is running at port 8080. Now let's move on to see what it looks like. HTTP colon slash slash localhost. Okay, 8080. Let's see what is static website. It gets, what did I say, like file server. It gets over here static website. Okay, now if I do hello slash hello I am Ritankar, hello I am Ritankar. Now if I do slash form.html, okay, I need to input my name Ritankar. That's why I'm not submitting address. I know you guys are gonna have of it. Post request successful. First the message. Okay, first the message, then your name, and finally your address, right? So yeah, that's how this works. And you wanna stop your server, control C, that's it. Okay, the server is gonna get stopped or whatever. Yeah, you can't reach. Okay, so yeah, this is basically creating a simple web server using Golang. Thank you guys.